You are listening to Skin, Earth, Vitality, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets modern vitality. If you are seeking to reconnect with your innate vibrancy, you're in the right place. I'm Emily Davis, a seasoned holistic esthetician and herbalist. Join me as we unlock the secrets of ancient skincare practices, explore the beauty of seasonal and nature-based living, herbalism, and true holistic well-being for you and the broader ecosystem. This podcast is brought to you by Stratum Aesthetics. Head to stratumaesthetics.com to find curated skincare, body care, and other wellness products hand-selected by me. Now enjoy the show. I thought this episode was going to be short and easy to put together. I figured I'd just share some tips with you guys, a tidy little list of 5 signs of a supportive skincare product and just call it a day. Nope, that's not what happened. And I guess it's just because the truth is it's not that simple. And before we get further into the episode, I want to highlight one of my favorite products for barrier support and for skin support. It's the Laurel Recovery Balm. And I had to do this one for this episode because Laurel is just such the perfect intersection between clean and effective and high quality and bougie and beautiful packaging, which I'll talk about today. And this product specifically is just my friend Lee calls it Jesus in a jar because it heals everything. And we've got calendula and yarrow, which are skin supporting herbs that actually support new cell growth and regeneration. And they microdose their essential oils. So there is lavender, which is one of the most cleansing essential oils. And then we have helichrysum, which is beautiful for supporting even skin tone, and lemon balm. And so it's kind of like a solidified oil. It's like a thicker oil that's going to stay on the skin longer, which means that it's going to seal hydration into the skin for longer. And with that said, with an oil or a balm, you always want to use a hydrating product with it. So a hydrosol is a beautiful pair. Laurel has their Hydrating Elixir 1, which is my favorite one. That's the one that I carry. I love it. This balm can be used to support anything from extreme dryness or painful cystic acne, allergy-prone skin, sensitive skin, rosacea. This is just such a beautiful multifunctional balm that's going to reduce the appearance of redness and irritation while offering a therapeutic dose of whole plants to support the skin's natural healing process. So you can find the Laurel Recovery Balm on stratumaesthetics.com. Pick it up. You're going to love it. Now let's get into the episode. Today, I want to talk about how clean skincare doesn't mean good skincare. And I've been sitting on this topic for quite a while. Before I even started the podcast, I've been letting this marinate because for years, there have been some certain brands that are really big on clean marketing, and without fail, I will see clients who are using these types of brands who have severely impaired skin. And when I talk to other estheticians, they are seeing the exact same thing. And in addition, now we have so many apps that you can scan a product and it gets a rating for how clean it is. And you know me, I am here for clean skincare. However, clean does not mean that it's caring for your skin. Clean doesn't mean that it's supportive to the function of your skin. And I think that can feel really frustrating, especially if you are trying to overhaul your lifestyle and you love the idea of just scanning a product on an app and it gives you a red flag or a green flag. But is it actually helping your skin? Even after 20 years as an esthetician who is obsessed over ingredients, I still find myself needing to sit with a product and really ask, is this supporting the skin or is it just sounding like it does? Because marketing's just tricky. I swear it's like a magic show. Like, look over here, see how natural we are, while hiding the full ingredient deck or using vague names instead of proper INCI names. And so even I get tripped up sometimes. And that's kind of the whole point of this episode, because I guess over the years, in some way, we've been taught to look for buzzwords and look for pretty branding, but truly supportive skincare requires something deeper. And that's not me saying like anything with pretty branding is bad, because your girl loves good branding. I love good packaging, but looking for supportive skincare requires discernment, and it requires intuition and learning to trust how your skin is responding more than how a product is marketed. And that is tough work. And you may think that that sounds silly, but I cannot tell you how many times I talk to people who are having skin problems and they're like, well, I use great skincare, and they tell me what it is. And obviously no judgment, but I know that the skincare is not actually caring for their skin. And I guess this is a good place to put a little caveat that skincare, good skin, is a two-way process, from the inside, from the outside, right? And if you're new here, I say all of the time that lifestyle is the foundation, that's the cake, and skincare is the frosting. But if you have crappy frosting on your cake is not going to taste good, right? So all of that to say, like, yes, lifestyle, environment, mindset, emotions, all of those things play into what's going on your skin. And so you might be using skincare and not seeing great results because the lifestyle side isn't buttoned up, but skincare also affects your skin. So there's nuance there. And that's why I started a podcast, is because I cannot get all of the nuance I want to talk about into an Instagram post. So let's get another thing out of the way first. Wanting clean, non-toxic skincare absolutely matters. That should just be bare minimum. Products should be safe, and they should not include known endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, ingredients that are harmful to your body or to the planet. But clean does not automatically mean that a product is going to be good for your skin. And let's start with what clean, quote unquote, clean even means. Clean skincare are products that are made without ingredients that are considered harmful or potentially toxic to human health. And so this can include things like synthetic fragrance, parabens, phthalates, sulfates, formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, ingredients that are derived from petroleum. I think should also factor in environmental impact, avoiding ingredients that are toxic to aquatic life, that are persistent in the environment, like it's not going to break down easily, or with ingredients that are disruptive to ecosystems. And this includes things like chemical sunscreen ingredients like oxybenzone, coal tar dyes, non-biodegradable silicones, and some synthetic preservatives that can affect both soil and water health long after they've washed down your drain. And most clean skincare also avoids animal testing and leans towards naturally derived ingredients, but they're not always careful with attention to how those ingredients interact with the skin's own biology. And I have to say, there's this take floating around that clean skincare is all fear-mongering. And honestly, I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. That has been a big learning moment over the last 5 years or so. I'm not here to convince you. If you want to be on the same page as me, pull up a chair. If you're not into it, that's fine. Be on your way. People are sick. Our environments are overloaded. And this isn't about panic. It's about care. It's about choosing to reduce exposure where we can, because we understand that what we put on our body matters. It's not fear-based, it's body-based. And if that doesn't feel important to someone, that's totally fine. You do you. But I'm not going to pretend that skepticism equals wisdom. We need more discernment, not more dismissiveness. So there's my soapbox about that and clean skincare being fear-mongering. But here's the problem. Clean, quote unquote clean, isn't regulated. There's no universal definition, which means brands can interpret it however they want. It's just become this really ubiquitous label, and one that sounds very responsible and trustworthy, but that's also what makes it very vulnerable to greenwashing and clean washing. And what about organic? Some brands are actually using organically certified ingredients, and that's great. We love it. Organic isn't perfect. Biodynamic is better. There's lots of problems with the organic label, but we like that organic isn't spraying pesticides, and I do choose to vote with my dollar and get organic when I can. And also, organic in skincare is not regulated in the same way that it is in food. So a brand can use the word organic without full certification or transparency. And a product might contain 1 or 2 organic ingredients and still market itself as organic, even if that overall formula includes harsher synthetic compounds. And without context, it doesn't really tell you anything about how the product actually behaves on the skin. And so a brand can use eco-friendly packaging, use the words clean, organic on every product, and still fill a formula with harsh surfactants, which are like detergents or ingredients that disrupt the barrier of our skin or can linger in the environment. And so while the original intention behind clean skincare is to reduce harm to the body, to the skin, to the planet, this lack of clarity around the term does make it harder than ever for people to know what they're really buying and whether it's truly supportive or if it's just dressed up to look that way. And I think that there's definitely a myth that keeps people stuck when trying to pick out the best skincare for their skin or for their family. And that's that, oh, I can use an app to tell me what's good for my skin. And the apps that are out there that you scan the barcode and it tells you how eco-friendly it is, they can flag ingredients, and that's great, but that's just the foundation. Clean is the starting line, not the finish line. You can avoid quote unquote bad ingredients and still end up with a product that doesn't help your skin thrive. And I know this because I see it all of the time. I've worked with different faces thousands of times, and I see it quite often where a product has gotten a green flag on an app, but it's not doing anything to address their acne or their dermatitis, or their skin is still incredibly dry and dehydrated and flaky. And skin isn't supposed to feel this way. Skin is not supposed to feel rough. That is not what healthy skin feels like. And I sometimes feel like people don't know how good their skin can be with products that are formulated to support the skin. So I get scent-free products now and then. I'm obviously not like an influencer, and I'm not getting like free shit sent to me all the time, but every once in a while, skincare lines will reach out to me and send me free products. And recently I tried something from a brand that a lot of very natural, crunchy type influencers always rave about, and I wanted to love it. I was so excited when they reached out to me. I love the name. I was like, oh yes, this is going to be great. But honestly, when I opened it, I was like, oh my God, it was so overloaded with essential oils. I was so disappointed because essential oils can be super harsh on your skin's barrier, and your skin's barrier is like the biggest thing that you need to do to keep intact so that your skin is healthy and protected and ages gracefully. And there's also some professional brands out there sold in spas that definitely make my instincts tingle. I know you know that feeling, like something's just not quite right here. And the marketing may say all the right things. It may say like natural, no artificial fragrance. They may just be so about organic, and it somehow smells like a fruit smoothie spa treatment. And that's just not how raw plants smell. If something smells like a tropical dessert or a strawberry facial souffle, it's not just from a few herbs floating around in a hydrosol. I'm very sorry to say. There's likely a strong scent profile built in, what's known as like natural fragrance. And these are ingredients that are technically derived from nature, but they're no longer whole. So think extracted, think isolated, refined down to a scent compound. And they may come from plants originally, but they act more like a perfume on the skin. And this can be quite disruptive. And this is a big loophole in the quote unquote natural world. Brands can avoid using synthetic fragrance, but still include very strong scents by calling them an aroma or tucking them into vague phrases like an herbal complex or a botanical blend. And these catch-all phrases can actually hide a lot, and they don't actually have to be legally disclosed in detail. So even when a brand claims to be clean and natural, if they're not publishing the full INCI ingredient list, it really becomes impossible to know what's actually in the formula. And INCI stands for International Nomenclature of Cosmetic Ingredients. So this is the standardized system for listing ingredients on skincare labels so that no matter where a product is sold in the world, the ingredient names are consistent and recognizable. And to not have it clear is a red flag to me. It usually means that they're either not being transparent or they're heavily relying on marketing language instead of showing you what's actually in the formula. And this can be how people end up with dry, reactive, sensitized skin from products that are technically quote unquote clean. And I get really sad about this. There was this brand that I first encountered several years ago, and I'm not going to name names in the episode. Hopefully you can infer what I'm talking about. But if not, there's a million brands like this. But there was this one specific brand, and I just fell so head over heels for their marketing. It was just like charming and holistic and quaint. And then I saw the ingredients and I was just so crestfallen because it's such a missed opportunity. I love good packaging. And when a skincare brand nails that marketing and the packaging, but then just like blunders it on the most important thing, which is what's actually in the bottle, it's like, come on. And I think we all know that there are a lot of skincare lines out there. But when it comes to brands that are truly thoughtful, brands that really understand the skin and respect its function and formulate with care, the list is much, much shorter. And there are some really beautiful brands that do this that I love and that I love to support. There are brands doing just really beautiful work. But in comparison to the sheer volume of what's being sold, they are definitely a minority. And that's what makes it really hard for people like you to know what to trust. And I think a big part of the problem is that many brands are created around trends and marketing ideas. They're like marketing companies that have skincare, not necessarily a deep understanding of how the skin actually works. So even if the ingredients sound good, the formulas don't always support the skin in a real functional way. So all of this to say, clean is certainly not the gold standard. Clean is a starting point, and what matters after that is whether a product supports the function and resilience of your skin. So when a product is truly designed to honor the biology of the skin, its structure, its rhythms, its self-regulating intelligence, it's actually going to naturally be clean. It is not going to include synthetic fragrance, synthetic preservatives that disrupt the microbiome or damage the skin barrier. It also won't rely on petroleum-based ingredients or formaldehyde releasers or synthetic compounds that might be harmful to aquatic life after it goes down your drain. Instead, it will use ingredients that are skin identical. They are biocompatible and biodegradable because that's what supports your skin and also supports the ecosystem that you live in. You are nature. Your skin is not separate from the environment around us. And so this is why, yes, obviously clean. It's weird we live in a world that you have to seek that out, but it's kind of like baseline. And then you want to take it to the next level and be sure that products actually function for your skin's needs. So like I said, I see this in my treatment room all of the time. People saying like, oh, I use good skincare. And good is obviously so ubiquitous. There's nothing really that says something's good or not. It's really like, is this good for your skin? And I think that we get a little confused because of marketing and we're told that it's good, maybe by an influencer or maybe just like by proxy of what the marketing is saying, but it's not actually caring for the skin. And maybe you are there too. Maybe you've made the switch to clean skincare because you want to care for your hormones and you've scanned your products with the apps and followed the influencer routines and still your skin isn't feeling great. Your skin should feel great. You should feel great in your skin. Maybe your skin is tight or dry or breaking out. Yes, those things happen every once in a while, but most of the time you should feel good in your skin. And maybe it just doesn't feel comfortable in its own rhythm and you're wondering, what am I missing? I do want to say clearly, you're not doing it wrong. You have been given an incomplete definition of what quote unquote good skincare really means. Truly supportive skincare should feel different. Your skin should feel calm. It should feel hydrated and resilient, like it's not constantly asking for more. It should feel supple and not tight. It should feel smooth. It should feel balanced, not bouncing between feeling really oily and then parched. You should see less redness, less reaction. It should just really feel nourished and not challenged. So skincare that respects your skin will never fight your skin. It works with it. It supports it. It protects its natural intelligence. And when you find that kind of care, you don't have to constantly tweak your routine. I've been doing the same routine for a really long time. It's quite simple. You guys know I'm a big fan of skin minimalism. It's really nice to just live in your skin comfortably. And the good news is you don't have to be an esthetician or a formulator to make better skincare choices. You don't have to memorize ingredient lists or decode every label. As much as I wanted to just put together a cute little list for you here of like, use this, don't use this, what I've decided to say is what you need is the ability to listen to your skin. So start paying attention to how your skin feels, not just right after applying something. How does it feel a few days in, a few weeks in, a month, 3 months? Your skin cells turn over around every 28 days. So about every 28 days. As you get older, it's slower, but that's when you're getting like a new surface to your skin. And so it may take a month, but how does your skin feel after a month? Just keep listening. Does it feel calmer? Does it feel hydrated, more resilient? Or does it feel like you're constantly chasing balance? Like you're always trying to fix something that just is out of reach. So now let's talk about what to look for in skincare that actually respects and supports your skin's function. So clean is the baseline. It's not the full picture, but let's look for some signs of skin respect. When I say skincare should support your skin's function, I'm talking about the actual architecture of your skin. Its barrier, its lipids, its microbiome. So your outermost layer, the stratum corneum, is not just dead skin. It's this beautifully intelligent structure made up of corneocytes. So think of those like the bricks, and then lipids. Think of those like the mortar. The lipids are made up of ceramides and cholesterol and free fatty acids in a very specific ratio. If I've lost you, come back. When that balance is intact, your skin is strong and it's resilient and it can naturally hold hydration. And when it's disrupted by harsh ingredients, by acids exfoliating all the time, poorly formulated products, your skin becomes really dry and reactive. It becomes inflamed, it's breakout prone. So when I talk about skin respecting products, I mean the ones that actually feed and replenish those lipids. So not just products that are sitting on the top, or also products that are trying to force change. We want products that include things like ceramides, like squalane, jojoba, beta-glucan, ingredients that mirror or support the skin's own ecosystem. And honestly, less is more. Simple, well-constructed formulas tend to be much more skin-friendly than products that are overloaded with actives and trendy ingredients thrown together. And another thing to ask is, who is recommending this product to me? Are you getting this suggestion from someone who understands how your skin actually works? Someone who has actually studied skin biology and who has not just memorized a product catalog? Or is it coming from someone who has been trained by a brand with the goal to sell skincare, not to support real people? Because there is a difference. And then beyond that, what is the energy of the brand? Ask yourself, does this brand educate with kindness, or are they just trying to scare you into buying? Do they talk about supporting skin function, or are they focused on surface level flaws? Are they trying to empower you with knowledge, or are they just bumping you over the head with rules and fear and urgency? Because brands that actually respect your skin don't have to sell through shame or fear or pressure, because actually a brand that respects your skin doesn't even have to sell using shame or fear or pressure. Like, the products speak for themselves. And then the biggest one, this is your biggest takeaway today. No app, no influencer, no esthetician, not me, knows your skin better than your skin. So start asking, how does my skin feel right after I use this? How is my skin feeling a few weeks later? Is it more stable? Because when a product is truly supportive, it does not make your skin work harder. It's supporting your skin to do what it's already designed to do. So let go of the marketing, let go of the buzzwords, let go of the pretty packaging, let your skin be the expert. And then if you're a practitioner or an esthetician listening, the invitation is this: go deeper. It is easy to get swept up in brand education or trend cycles. I love brand reps. I used to be a sales rep, but I also, from that, know that I need to be more skeptical when I'm listening to them. Our work is so much more sacred than marketing. So start asking, what does this product really do to the skin? Learn about the barrier function, learn about the acid mantle, learn about the way lipids and enzymes and hydration interlock, and learn about skin cell function and health. The more we understand how the skin functions, the better that we can serve our clients, not just with results, but with care that truly supports their whole system. And if you are a practitioner listening and you're thinking, I actually do want to learn about how to spot ingredients or understand what I'm putting on the skin in a deeper way, do know this: I have something in the works for you. Something's coming. I am creating something that will help you feel more confident and grounded when it comes to ingredients and formulations with a holistic lens, and you don't even need your chemistry degree. So if that sounds like something you want in your life, make sure you're on my email list. I'll link it in the show notes. That's where I will share my updates when it's ready. Also, be sure that you're following me on Instagram. So just know something is coming. So one small ritual that I have for you to try this week is to take one product, just one. And I want you to ask, does this feel good on my skin? Am I seeing a difference after? Am I using this because it works or because I was told it was good? And you're not shedding judgment on yourself here. You're just noticing. You're just being an observer. That noticing is the start of your deeper connection to your skin. You do not have to choose between clean and effective. You can actually have both, and you need both. So if this episode gave you a new lens to look through, share it with someone else who may be feeling frustrated with their skincare journey. And if this conversation resonated with you, please come hang out with me on Instagram or join my email list. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful. I will see you next time. And until then, be well. You've been listening to Skin, Earth, Vitality. If you like what you heard today, consider giving me a 5-star rating. It helps other people just like you to find the show. You can shop products and find all of my offerings on my website, stratumaesthetics.com, and follow me on my social channels at Stratum Aesthetics.